We're joined by Dave, the White Rhino, Allen. So
Yes, Adam. How you doing? You alright?
yeah, I'm all right, mate. So
Good.
2 weeks on Saturday. This will be out on the Friday. So nearly 2 weeks ago, you fought Oriang. When you
Yeah.
did an interview with me, what had happened there? Because so much happened. Macaj had just pulled out, and you were like saying it's 99% certain there's going to be a fight. But I was hearing different. I was hearing they found it really hard to find an opponent. But they found an opponent.
Yeah. It was difficult. We was always going to get an opponent. It was either we got a four-rounder against a terrible Eastern European, or we took a really hard fight. And we took a really hard fight. Because it was a matchroom show. Eddie Hearn was there, and we wanted to impress. So we took the best name available. It weren't the best performance, but in hindsight, it's a great win, and that's the main thing.
So, how you've never worked with Matchroom before? How were they to work with?
Yeah. The whole setup. Fighting at Sheffield, I fought at Sheffield Arena before, but if you're back at Sheffield Arena, that's where you want to box. That's where a young lad from Doncaster wants to fight. Sheffield Arena, it's local, and it's the place to be. Yeah.
Well, one thing I thought, being ringside, although Eubank and Jetta was crap, and everyone pulled out, and although Atif Shafiq and Jamie Robinson, that was a wicked fight, and it was all right actually. McDonnell parody, that was pretty much what was to be expected, a points win for McDonnell. They're because there was other local-ish sort of Yorkshire fans, they were sort of finding out about you, and they're sort of more realistic as sort of personal ticket sellers to someone like you, because they're kind of local. Because when you were fighting, I saw other people getting involved, cheering you on, when they probably didn't really know who you were. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It were like you say, it weren't the best show in the world. There were a few standard one-sided four-round fights, followed by Eubanks, smashing Jetta. Then my fight was alright. It was a good fight, a good heavyweight fight. It was a good heavyweight fight. You don't see many of them. It wasn't a great fight, but it was good. Robinson and Teeth was a really good fight.
That was a wicked fight.
And Gavmak and Parody was a decent fight. Really good fighters. So over 12 rounds, it was a good fight. But there was a good atmosphere in there, like you say. There was a lot of vociferous support in there for the Yorkshire fighters, and it was good. It weren't if Kell Brook would have fought, it'd have been 100 times better, but I don't think it was as bad as what was made out. The show might not have been great, but if you was in the arena yourself, it was a good night.
Yeah, there was some good little fights. So let's talk about the fight. You dropped him in the first. Good punch. And then,
great punch. Some might say. Some might say.
Great punch. Yeah. So, and then rounds 2 and 3, you were annoying me a little because what were you doing there?
Well, what happened in the first round is I gave him a little slap round the back of the head. That's all it was. Just give him a little clip round the back of the ear, and he went down. I couldn't believe that he'd gone down. And upon him getting back up to his feet, I thought we were over. I thought if I touch him again, he's going. And I only landed once clean in the fight. And after that, it got a bit scrappy around 2 and 3, and then I got my head back on the job. I thought I won comfortably. I won more than the scorecard suggested. I thought
you did, because you had the knockdown, and
it was pretty wide.
2 and 3, 2 and 3 were close. They could have gone either way with the judges. 4, you easily took that. You took 5 as well, and you had the knockdown. So yeah, I had a couple of points bigger than that, but that's never. I know you've been in wars before, but with someone of that quality, was he the best you've been in with so far? Would you say?
In some aspects.
Well, definitely in terms of that aspect, hanging in there and giving you a real fight, not lying down.
Yeah, he came to fight. He definitely came to fight.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
I don't know many people with 10 amateur fights and 8 professional fights and more than half of them ended in the first round. That kind of experience to take on a fighter like that. But we did, and the chin's cast iron. It's not even a worry. It's not even a worry. I took some big shots, and it's probably not the smartest thing.
No, it's not.
But if anything, I've come out of the fight with more confidence. I've done 6 hard rounds with a really good fighter. Yeah. And I won the fight by a couple of rounds. I won it comfortably. And he's a very good fighter. I don't think there's many novice heavyweight professionals who take a fight like that.
So like, there was good sportsmanship showing the fight. That was wicked. That was really good, mate. After the fight, you seemed a bit pissed off. Well, the whole like week after the fight, and then now you seem a little bit cheery. Is it because you're back in the gym?
Yeah. Well, what it is, I was a bit annoyed for 3 days after because I couldn't chew anything. I couldn't eat out.
Yeah.
And my face was a bit of a mess. And you know, it was quite an hard fight. I've not really been punched about like that. You know, since I was 12, my big sister got her hands on me. So you know, I've not been beat up like that for a long time. And you know, I was sore, very sore. It was hard. I was a bit down about the performance. I really wanted to impress. You know, this is Matchroom, Sky Sports, and you know, if I took him out in the first round, you know, who knows? But you know, we're back to the drawing board now. We've got a really hard fight. 6th round with a good opponent. It was a lot better than his record suggests. It's just about learning now and
yeah, that'd be invaluable.
You know,
those 6 rounds.
And getting my head on the job 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then so we're fighting Doncaster Dome. 29th?
28th of November, we're back at the Dome.
November. So you're back training again. You haven't usually you go on a little bit of an eating binge from what I hear after your fights, but you said you couldn't move your mouth, so maybe that's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it's worked out all right. Worked out well. I was a bit annoyed at the time, but looking at it now, it's done me a favour.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't eat anything. And I was training all week. I had a week and a half off, you could say, but I was doing something every day. And I was back at it yesterday, and we're back at it 3 times a day now for the next 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know it's there. It's all up to me to unlock that potential that's there. And it's up to John Sutherland as well. and it's up to young Stefy Bull as well to work his magic and, you know, get me where I need to be. So, you know, we're very confident in where we're at. I'm really intrigued to first of all get the 28th out of the way and get another decent win, and then to watch the Dillian White Anthony Joshua fight, because that's where I see myself in 12 months' time. I still see myself there because I don't believe Orient's too far below their level anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch that fight, and you know, have my eye on the loser of that fight in 12 months' time. So I think the loser will still be the second best domestic heavyweight. So, yeah, that's the target.
Yeah, what in the next? So you want to do that next year? You want to be fighting? Yeah, probably.
Well, I want to be fighting for the British title before I'm 25 years old. So in the next 16 months, I'd like to fight for the British title, and I'd like to win it. And I think that's very possible, because I think I didn't fight for 15 months, and now I've had 3 fights in 3 months after this fight in November. So in the next 16 months, I can fit another 6 or 7 fights in. You know, I'm 15 unbeaten, 16 unbeaten, and I'm more than ready for any domestic heavyweight, I think, in that time, if I keep impressing as I am.
So, also on BoxRec, it's got that you're out in February as well.
Yeah, that's done and sorted. February 20th.
So you're just ramming it in, just getting.
We're just keeping busy. And we're getting opponents that's going to give me rounds. Fabrice Orient gave me 6 hard rounds. We knew he would. Apart from when I clipped him around the ear, you know, it didn't look like he was going to go that hard, but he did. Kamil Sokolovsky's a very tough man. We expect another 6 rounds. It's about collecting rounds and experience right now. And there's no point in getting Eastern Europeans over and carrying them for 6 rounds, because doing 6 rounds at your own pace is not the same as doing 6 competitive rounds. So we're looking to get competitive rounds in now for the next 16 months. Yeah. Right. And the British title. So the British title will be mine, hopefully.
To get to the British title, you're probably gonna central area Makaj. He's not going to fight you. So that's like no one's fought for that for ages. So you could probably realistically just look at the English title straight away after this fight. Like, you know, you could. I can look at
Gary Cornish. He put a good 21 fight streak together. You know, he had the same old names that a lot of us heavyweights have on their record, and then he had a few decent names as well, and he put himself there. But the difference is he fought Anthony Joshua for the British title. You know, when I get there in 16 months' time, Anthony Joshua won't be there, I wouldn't have thought.
No.
So yeah, I see myself in 16 months' time. I see myself being ready to face you know, the other good domestic heavyweights, and there's a lot of good domestic heavyweights about, but I see myself in with a good chance against any of them. So, you know, it's all about just doing the right things now. It's all about I've got to live the life correctly now. I've got to be careful over Christmas because, you know, I am naturally, I'm that little fat kid, and I've got to be careful and not let that little fat man out because, you know, now I'm fighting and keeping busy, you know, it is helping me keep the weight down and keep him fit.
Sutherland's got a big part to play in that, Mr. Sutherland.
Well, Sutherland is my mate, innit? He's only my coach because he's my mate. He doesn't really know what he's doing, bless him, but I keep him about. And he knows all the things. He knows all the one-liners that most coaches say. So he just shouts them out every now and again while I do my own circuits and stuff. So, and Stefy and that, I taught him how to hold the pads and that. We're all right now, so it's all right. We've got a good team and we're very happy working together. So it's great.
Right. So a couple more things about your fight. You had a world champion walk you out, which was pretty cool. That was nice of him.
Yeah, he walked Stephen Hale out before as well.
That's really cool. Jamie Mack walking you all out.
Yeah, he's a great fighter, isn't he? You know, because he's from Doncaster. If he was from down south, he'd be a superstar, I think. Because he's from Doncaster. He's not, but he's someone I look up to massively, you know, and I won't tell him that. But yeah, he's someone I look up to massively, and Gavin's doing a great job as well. And Jason Cunningham were on Sky the other week watching Cali fight, and Doncaster boxing's booming.
Yeah.
And Stefy Bull puts on great shows at Doncaster Dome.
Yeah, so that's really good to keep you guys busy. That he's putting that. Well, what they like the shows. Are they, you know, if you compare them to other sort of small hall shows out there, what?
Yeah, it's single-handedly keeping Doncaster boxing going really with the shows at the Dome. Because if it weren't for that, you know, I can't see many people from Doncaster. We'd have to be going to Sheffield and Rotherham and further afield and selling tickets to try and fight. You know, it just wouldn't be, just wouldn't happen. So it's a good job he's doing it. But the shows are good. I think it's another 8 or 9 fight show. The English super featherweight champions on the bill, Andrew Townend, who'll be topping the bill. Yeah. Aston Jolly, another good fighter that I know you know, boxing Ben Hall.
That was a really good fight.
Myself. And lots of other good fighters as well. So, you know, he always puts a good show on. We've got the fuck off. Fury Klitschko. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's on there.
Tell him Fury to fuck off. That's what that sounded like. But yeah, what do you reckon? What do you reckon? Fury Klitschko.
Fury's gonna win because
he's gonna win.
There's not a lot else I can say really because, you know, they only live an hour down the road, so
no.
And I used to live with him, so I can't really say much difference. But yeah, Tyson's a good Tyson. Tyson texted me the day before the fight as well, a bit of advice. And Tyson's not what you see. People see Tyson on the TV and think he's just he's a really nice fella, and you know, no one deserves it more than him and Peter as well. So I'll be really happy to see him win it, and I think he will.
Yeah, definitely, me too. And then obviously White Joshua. I know you said before Joshua's probably gonna do him. What do you make of the press conference and all that? Did you reckon?
A bit boring, really. Wasn't it a bit bland?
Yeah, it was a bit. I was just trying to read body language more than anything.
Dillian White's jacket were a beauty, wasn't it? I did like
that's what you call a jacket, yeah.
The purple blazer, yeah. So, you know, I know both personally. You know, I've spent a lot more time with Anthony than Dillian, but both, you know, both are good men.
Yeah.
Both are good fighters as well, but it's the same as Fielding and Smith and the likes of Luke Campbell and that. You don't get on the GB squad and medal in world tournaments if you're not a really good fighter. So for these fighters that are on the GB squad, you know, there seems to be a different level to the domestic fighters. So I do see Anthony winning, but I see Dillian as being around as a, you know, a top domestic heavyweight for years to come and maybe above that level. But Anthony does look a bit special right now. So
another UK heavyweight, Chisora's just split with Frank Warren.
Yeah.
What do you reckon he can have any sort of part to play in this you know, this heavyweight division at the moment?
Yeah, I think Chisora would be a good fight for the winner of Joshua Dillian White. That's a great Lonsdale belt title defence, Derek Chisora.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't think Chisora's got many chances left. I think he's one loss away from retirement. So yeah, I'd like to see him fight the winner of Dillian White and Anthony Joshua. I think that'd be a good fight.
Yeah.
He's still got that big name status, so it'd be good.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to sell tickets. What about David Hay? Can he come back into it? He probably won't come back. But if he did come back, hypothetically,
if the David Hay of old came back, he's the best heavyweight in Britain. I would say, arguably, alongside Tyson. So yeah, but after all them years out, and whether he comes back or not, it's a different matter. I don't think people are interested if he does now.
Yeah.
And until he gets in the ring, they won't be interested because he's done it a few times now. So, but the heavyweights that we've got, the heavyweights underneath the Furies and the Joshuas and the Whites, there's a real good crop. Like myself and Richard Towers and Gary Cornish and the heavyweights down south like Akinlade and AJ Carter and stuff. Yeah. We're all decent fighters. And very good fighters. Richard Towers has improved massively. He's over with Klitschko right now. He's a very good fighter. Gary Cornish is a lot better than people think. And the heavyweights down south, they all look to be pretty decent. And don't forget Hughie Fury as well, but I don't think he'll go in the domestic route.
No.
There's a lot of good heavyweights about, but me and Hughie have got the advantage of we're only really young in terms of heavyweights. So yeah, there's a very good crop about, and there's going to be some good fights out there. So that's good.
And in terms of sparring, like you've been all over, is that still stuff you want to do? Like, or does that come up quite naturally for you to go and spar like top quality people?
Yeah, the sparring that I've had lately, I sparred like Richard Towers again, Cash Ali, we're all local, Carl Baker.
Are you sparring Richard Towers, do you?
Yeah, sparred him many a time, and a few months ago, same with Cash, sparred with Cash a lot.
Okay, cool.
Because we're good friends as well, we're very good friends, and we're local, so we're better to get rounds than them.
All right, mate. And cool. All right, one thing I want to touch on: you don't sit on your stool between the rounds.
Yeah.
I thought something was wrong when I was there. No. What's going on? It's still. So tell us about that.
Well, Stefy says I've got to sit down in between rounds now.
Yeah. I agree with him.
But when the fight is going off, it's just that bell goes end of the round, and I don't take my gaze off my opponent during the whole time I'm in the ring. Like, I just stood there and I don't hear a thing. I don't pick anything else. So I just
really.
Yeah. I can't hear a thing. I'm just
have a little chill, mate. I reckon.
My concentration is just 100% on Fabrice, or it was the other week. And now all I can see now is little Camille Sokolowski, bless him. Yeah. So yeah, he wants me to sit down, but we'll see how that goes. Because
how many rounds is this one? 6 or 8?
It's another 6-round fight.
Okay, cool.
I think the plan is to do a few more 6, and then a couple of 8, and then a 10, and then a 12, hopefully, for the Lonsdale belt in the near future.
Yeah. Okay. All right, mate. Well, I think that's about it from you at the moment. Get tickets from you.
Get tickets on myself, Tom O'Loyd, my PA.
Good PA.
PA, Tom O'Loyd. Great PA. John Sutherland's also got some tickets that is been sorting out, and that's it. Preferably get them from the 3 of us. And I've done quite well this time, actually. The last fight's really boosted my profile.
Really? Have you actually found that's done that?
I think so, yeah. I think it has a lot more interest. I think people can see I'm taking it serious now. And I'm undefeated in 9. I'm more or less top 10 in Britain. And I'm near the top 100 in the world, so it's starting to take off, and I do appreciate people coming to support, because if I don't sell the tickets, I won't be able to fight. So I'm very appreciative of that.
All right, man, cool. And all right, brilliant. We'll look forward to the White Rhino journey continuing. Okay, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Anytime, Ingram. Anytime.